It's a 1972 Baldwin guitar. It's the same guitar that Jerry Reed played. I believe his was a 1968 though. And it has a what's called a Baldwin Prismatone pickup. And that's the heart, I guess, of the Baldwin guitar. And it's an unusual pickup. It runs off of 22.5 volts instead of 9 volts like most guitars. And it has a separate battery box that you have to plug into it, and then of course you plug it into the amp. And that's the whole heart of the guitar. That was the heart of Jerry's sound, I guess, on his Baldwin guitar. Of course, his his guitar originally was like this in the early 70s, but I think he had somebody chop it about right here. He told the person, he said, you know, he wanted the guitar chopped, so he said, yeah, I want it cut about right here. And when he went like that, that's exactly what the person saw. So that when you see Jerry's guitar, it's just a straight line. That's how it is. So that's about it. 1972 Baldwin guitar. It's a short scale guitar, and it makes it a little easier to play a lot of the Jerry Reed stuff. Unlike, you know, like a Godin or something like that. I think that's a longer scale.
Even like this one.
Yeah, like a sand guitar. It's a little longer scale, but for some reason playing the Reed stuff seems to be a little bit easier to grab, you know, some of the notes and stretches and stuff like that. Also, I got Labella flamenco strings. If you notice, the first, the second, and third are red trebles. They're flamenco type strings. They're the same exact ones that Jerry used to play on his Baldwin. So, I figure if you're going to play like Jerry, you might as well have the same kind of strings he had.
Okay. When you got this guitar?
I got it back in 2004, I believe. There was a guy here at the Chet Atkins convention named Carlton Jones who had this guitar, and I bugged him at the convention the whole time. I said, you know, if you ever sell that Baldwin, let me know. And he called me up one day and he said, hey Phil, you're still interested in a Baldwin guitar? And I said, heck yeah. He said, because I'm interested in buying a Kirk Sand Richard Smith model, and I want to sell that so I can get the Richard Smith model. So I bought it off of him. There was no hesitation whatsoever. If you find one, you're going to end up paying probably $1,500, maybe a little more than that, $1,500 US for that. But that's around what I paid for it. I talked to George Gruen of Gruen Guitars, and he said that they're becoming scarce, so the price has gone up to probably over $2,000 for them now, if you can find one.
Okay.
And it's basically a Harmony guitar, the Harmony Guitar Company. But Harmony made one called the Harmony H174. It's exactly like this guitar, except it doesn't have 3 rings around the sound hole. It only has 2. It's the exact same setup though. It's got the same clubby neck. I had this neck reset and refretted, and I had the neck shaved down because it was too clubby feeling for me. I just couldn't play it, so I had it shaved down so I could play it a little easier.
Right.
Okay.
Do you know anything about the company?
Baldwin, I believe
They were a piano company.
Yeah, they were the Baldwin Piano Company, and I believe they merged with Gretsch at one time, and
Gibson.
then Gibson bought them out. So I guess they're still in business. I think they're still making pianos. But that's about all I know about them. And this is the same type of pickup that Willie Nelson has in his guitar and his Martin that he plays. It has the hole and kind of all the signatures and all that kind of stuff. The same exact pickup that he's got.
How you compare that sound, for example, to Kirk Sands or
What's that?
Kirk Sand guitars or another nylon strings? It's totally
It
different.
doesn't compare. I don't really care for the RMC pickups for some reason. They seem kind of too bright and
Plastic sounding.
yeah, very plastic sounding, and they don't sound too natural. You know, this sounds completely different unamplified, but when you amplify it, it really comes out. I mean, it's probably the best pickup ever made, and even Paul Yandell will tell you that it's the best pickup. It's overall tone and balance and everything. You don't really have to EQ it or anything. You just plug it right in.
Do you have any feedback issues?
No, none at all.